Hey friends, did you feel the energy of the full moon this weekend? I certainly saw it coming in my window. I think it was Friday morning. It was incredible. It was just big and bright and just beautiful. So, how it was described to me, I'm going to be completely open and honest. I am totally intrigued by the moon cycles. And so I am committed to learning that this year. So, one thing that it was described to me is this full moon was kind of straddling two worlds. And what that means is, what are you or were you holding on to that you need to release to then propel yourself forward? What is holding on that's pulling you back, making you feel stuck, sticky? It's that sticky, kind of gross energy, right? What's interesting, and I had this revelation this afternoon. What's interesting is, so this weekend, I had my to-do list of what I wanted to accomplish. I already knew I wanted to throw some play in there because we finally had snow. The snowmobile trails were open, which that was big. But the forefront of my weekend was getting stuff done. That was more the word materialistic, but it's more tangible things done. So things like, I wrote down examples. Didn't get any laundry done. Minimal stuff in the kitchen. Yeah, we're still eating, obviously. So there's cleanup to be done. Yes, didn't get the laundry done. I had some other things that, wanted to get done in the house, wanted to get a couple work things done. None of it got done. But you know what did? I had a fucking fun weekend. And it wasn't just like it wasn't necessarily planned. It wasn't necessarily laid out. It pretty well all weekend was just spontaneous fun. And it was awesome. It was awesome. And then that reminded me of a book, The Gifts of Imperfection. So it was one of our book club books that I think it was from the fall. I have it in here actually. November. And I picked it up one day last week and opened it up to a random page. And what I read in there, I realized that's what happened on the weekend. So what I read is essentially, when you're thinking of manifesting in your life, it's easy to think of the materialistic. I want to manifest this car. I want to manifest this house. I want to manifest this, I'm a mom, washing machine, dryer, stove, like something materialistic, wherever I live, what I wear. I'm not a big jewelry person, but people are. So jewelry. Oh, I'm a big camera person. I'd love to add a couple more. Why? Eventually I will upgrade my one camera. But here's what came to light. So as I'm reading this page in here, and it was on, if you have the book, page 133, she talks about joy and meaning. And it made me realize, so years ago, as most of you know, I've been using doTERRA oils for a very long time. They have completely transformed my health. Part of getting into the doTERRA journey, they did very much focus on personal development and bettering yourself, continually moving forward, not staying in the same place stagnant. We know what happens to water when it's stagnant. it's gross, it's slimy, it attracts bugs. It's not something you would want to go jump in, like a freshwater lake. Two totally different things, right? So it's really getting clear on what you want to see in your life, what you want to feel in your life. And it's one thing I realized years ago, before we began renovating our home. We were, weighing the pros and cons of renovating our home versus sell and build a new home. And there's many times that I am so grateful, truthfully, that I listen to my heart, because we have what we need here and I love it here. We've truly made this house our home, truly. And so there's my challenge for you, is sit down and first write down, think of manifesting. And first, what you're going to write down is your brain desires. And those will be home, where you live, you want to make X number of dollars, you want to have this, you want to have that, you want to, stuff like that. Then I want you to sit down and think of your perfect day. What's your perfect day? What's a perfect day to you? What I've definitely noticed in our life is my perfect day doesn't mean having a massive house. It doesn't mean having certain brand name clothes. It doesn't mean having whatever vehicle. It doesn't mean having X number of dollars in my bank account. Yes, obviously money does bring us security, but is it everything? No. No. So I find interesting. Our brain likes to, I like tying our ego and brain together, because to me, they do work together. It's when we've got to pull from our heart to then balance our ego out. Because our ego is always it's also a protection mechanism. If we say, oh, we want to experience this or do this, or one for me is my day flows beautifully every single day. And it's so interesting because it does. It does. Sure, there's the odd hiccup. But when you're going with that mindset that you're in the flow and divine timing, what needs to get done will get done. It will. And staying in the now moment. So rather than saying, no, I can't go have fun. And I had so much fun. And it really and truly, it wasn't about spending X amount of dollars. It wasn't necessarily about going here, there, and everywhere. It was just about being in the moment. And sometimes the moment took us here, and sometimes the moment took us there. One of my best times this weekend, and I said it to my husband, felt like a million times yesterday. We went on a photo tour on the section of trail that he helps look after. And there was no timelines. There was no, oh, we have to be here, we have to be there, we got to do this, we got to do that. No, it was, you want to go take pictures? Let's go take pictures. It was freaking awesome. It was absolutely, like, my heart is still so full. So full. Because that's what my heart was craving. Not to get out and take pictures on my phone, but to get out with one of my cameras. And to really, really enjoy not just taking the picture, but then really getting into it afterwards, once we came back, and hours later I got them downloaded. And my heart just felt so much fuller. So much fuller. And then as simple as having time with our kids in the kitchen. It's simple things like that that bring me immense joy. Immense. Snuggling our baby niece and having her look at me. And this is the connection. It does not matter to me, dollar values, when there's that connection. It doesn't. Because it goes so beyond that. So beyond that. So for me, what I realized this afternoon, so what are some things that, if you're straddling two worlds, what is it that's keeping you there? And for me, one was perfectionism. Big time. I have to do this, I have to do that, I have, control, which if you've been following my journey with health, with my husband's health, with my son's health, I've had to do a lot of trusting. A lot of trusting. I'd rather have a lot of fun and not be worrying about those things. Because what came up this weekend a lot was all in divine timing. All in divine timing. And sometimes it makes sense and sometimes it doesn't. So I know for me, that's something that I shed this weekend. Yes, I know I said I was going to do X, Y, Z. My kitchen is literally a disaster right now. My heart is so fucking full. And that's all that matters. It'll get clean. That's what I'm going to do this evening while we're making dinner. It'll get clean. It's not a worry of mine. But it used to be. It used to be. A good wife and mom does not leave the kitchen a fucking disaster like it was. And I'm not ashamed to say, we had no clean utensils left in our drawer. You know why? Because we cooked and made a lot of really good foods and we had a lot of fucking fun this weekend. As soon as I ran the dishwasher, actually the dishwasher was just unloaded. As soon as I ran it again, so the utensil drawer is full. And as soon as I run it again, it'll be full again. There's no problems. But I can see where that's where I was straddling. And I chose fun. Oh, I finally leaned into my North Node. Yes, I did. Yes. That's fun too. I think I shared about this book, but I'll have to do another video about it. So since I love cards and I've already cleared them, so I've got the Rose Oracle. That felt really good. All right, what is the message? What is the message for this week? Well, okay, so I need to, what do you need to release, but also who? That's really important as well. If there's someone in your, if there's someone in your life that you're literally just keeping there because you think you need to, I'm not saying cut them out at all, but definitely do a cord cutting meditation. There's people that we've taken breaks from, and it was healthy. It was healthy. Because you got to think of your own mental health too. It's really important to think of. And a cord cutting meditation, it's literally like, it's not like you're calling them and saying, guess what? I cut the cord. We're not connected energetically anymore. That doesn't happen. It's just freeing yourself. Especially if you're an empath, it's so easy to get caught up in other people's lives. The other thing I'm going to mention, and then we'll talk about whatever card's going to come out of this deck. So one challenge that the energy worker that I work with gave us, I think it was last week or a couple weeks ago, unless they ask. So unless someone actually asks you for your opinion, hang on to your own energy. It's interesting. It's really interesting. Maybe nothing's going to jump out of this deck today. Melody manifestation. What do we need to know in this moment? Let's go for this one. Oh, that's good. So this is the Moonology manifestation deck. So this is the card. Breathe through the tension. So if you've been doing personal development work, you'll know it's not easy every moment of it, but it can be so freeing. It can be so, so freeing. So you're probably going to need to do a lot of breathing, and that's okay. It'll help. Just like, so I had some trapped emotions up here, and it's an area that I know I need to pay attention to. So if I can feel any tension, then I massage the area and breathe. And by breathing as I'm massaging, breathing as I'm moving, breathing as I'm doing nerve, I think it's nerve flossing and muscle flossing. It's definitely nerve flossing. I can't remember what the muscle tech. Anyway, I've been doing it intuitively. I was doing it intuitively before the massage therapist that I work with did some heavy movements that freed up a lot. It's important to breathe. So important. You want to feel to heal, and you definitely want to breathe because you want to breathe it out. And you just watch. It's incredible. So yes, breathe through the tension. Ooh, I just had like the plant yourself here. Integration, embodiment, and grounded action. That's awesome. So exactly what comes through for me is think of your brain desires, the tangible, what you can touch, what you can feel, it's shiny, it's whatever. And then think of your heart desires. And I know instantly what is more valuable to me. And one way I know this is if my house was ever on fire, what would I grab? The most important to me is backed up in multiple locations, and that's photos. A lot of things in our home, they could be replaced. Would I want to? No, obviously. But think of it that way. What is most valuable to you? It won't be the same as it is for me, obviously. But what is the most valuable to you? And focus on that. And land there. Plant yourself there. What is most important? That's something that I've been taking time to learn and understand. I've been shown the way, but sometimes we all get a little lost, right? What's important to your heart? That's where you want to find the alignment. Have a blessed week.